Hey guys, this is Elias with the WPL import team, and in today's video I want to show you how to import metabox custom fields from an XML file using WPL import. Now to get started, let's upload our file. Alright, and in today's video we have this post type called restaurants, and as you can see here we don't have any on this side. So let's select that from this pull down. Here it is, and we're going to create new restaurants for each record in our data file. I'm going to continue to step 2. And here on step 2, guys, it's important that you double check that your import file is being read correctly. Now, WPL import is pretty smart about it, so in most cases, it will be right. But in this example, we don't have the right element selected here. So the right one for us is this one, so I'm going to select that. And you can see that now we have all of our data correctly set up. Now, since this is the case and we do have 1200 restaurants in our XML file, let's get those 1200 restaurants imported, right? So let's continue to step 3. And here in step 3, you can see all of the elements here in this right panel. And on the left, you can see your import template. Now, here is your title and description. Here you have some images section. And here is our metabox add-on, which we will use to import our metabox custom fields with our XML file. Now I'm going to drag and drop this restaurant's name, right? And I'm going to use it for the title. And then I'm going to do the same with the description, right? Now here for the images, I'm not going to use this gallery element here because I want to import my gallery using metabox and the metabox import add-on. Now I have here this image advanced field, right? And this is what we're going to use. And this field is located here in the metabox import add-on. So here, we're just going to use this image featured element. So I'm going to drag and drop that, preview to make sure it works, run the test, and there you go. The image was successfully downloaded. So we can rest easy now. And here, we're just going to make sure that this setting is enabled, the one that says set the first image to the feature image, right? Because this is what we want. And let's continue to our metabox add-on section. Now here we need to enable the field groups we want to import, which in this case we only have one. So I'm going to enable that. And WPL import will fetch all of the metabox fields we want to import. So we have here map address, street, country, state, city, and neighborhood. And all of these are simple text fields, right? We have a couple of time fields, and you can select times from here, right? Then we have this open scenes, which is a date picker. We can do the same. Then we have this rating, right? Then cuisine, this is a checkbox field. This one is a select field and a couple more text fields. This one is another radio, right? You can see that more clearly here, right? Rating is radio. These two are time pickers, date picker, checkbox, select, radio again. And then we have here our image advanced. And in the review tabs, we have 3 subfields, text area and radio. And what's cool about this cluster of fields is that it's a clonable group. So you can duplicate this as many times as you want, right? And this is a pretty cool feature in Metabox. Now we're going to import these clonable groups too. Let's just continue here. And let's just start dragging and dropping some stuff. Here we have our map address, so I'm gonna drag and drop that here. Then the street, country, state, city, and neighborhood. Cool. And then here for the opening time, I'm gonna do the same, right? And you don't need to worry too much about the time format because WPL import will use the str2time function to translate whatever time format you have, as long as it's readable by PHP, into whatever metabox is using to handle your date picker field, right? So I'm going to do the same for the closing time. Now here it is. And I'm going to do the same too with this open scenes field, right? Now, same as with the time picker field, WPL import will use the str2time function and translate whatever date format you have here into something that's readable by metabox. Now here for the rating, I could select a value from here, but when you select a value directly, like you would here if you select a value, a date from this picker, right, is that WPL import will just use this exact value for all 1200 restaurants, and we don't want that. So we can set this with XPath, right? And drag and drop our rating element like so. Cool. Now let's do the same with the cuisine. And when you have multiple values, you can separate them with commas, and WPL import will just add them like so. For example, say you have here Indian, French, and Italian. Well, WPL import will just select all of them if you separate those with commas, right? Now, let's just drag and drop our cuisine, which is right here. All right. Same with the dress code. Then we have the chef's name, phone number, website, price range, which is here. Cool. Then the average price. And now here we have our gallery. So let's drag and drop that. And for this gallery, we need to identify the separator that's using to separate our images. So in this case, it's a pipe. So we need to type that in here, pipe. And with this, WPL import will be able to separate all of these URLs and import them correctly. Now I'm going to enable this option that says search through the media library for existing images before importing new images. And what this does is double check before downloading any image that image doesn't already exist in your site. If that image already exists, then WPL import will use that instead of downloading a duplicate. Now, this is a pretty cool feature to have enabled, right? So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna match those by URL. Now here for the reviews, remember guys, this is our cloneable group right here. So WPL import has several ways of importing clonable groups. Now, since we're using an XML file, we're going to use the variable XML. So I'm going to select that. And if you have doubts about how this works, you can click on this link and it will take you to our docs on that. For now, I'm just going to blast through this. So you can see we just need to identify the element that's repeating, which in this case is this row, right? We have here reviews, and then we have row, and then we have the rows data. So I'm gonna drag and drop my row here, right? And I'm gonna delete these indicators because we don't need them, right? Then we're gonna say for each row, right, inside reviews, we're gonna do these fields, right, as many times as needed. So let's drag and drop the values like so, right? Comments and review rating. Okay. And then we're gonna get rid of these bits because this is the structure we need for our variable XML, right? You can read more in our docs, like I said before, or you can also check out the other videos we have on how to import metabox clonable groups, right? And lastly, here's the last one. Cool. Now with this, WPL import will create as many subgroups as needed, right here. Now let's continue with our import, and after we're finished, we're gonna check how our data came in, right? Now we have everything we need here to import metabox custom fields. So let's just continue to the taxonomies tab. Let's enable the cuisine. Then the booking speed, which is here, and the availability. Cool. Now with this, we're ready for the taxonomies tab. We're going to skip these two tabs, but you can check them out in the other videos in our channel or at our website at wplimport.com. For now, let's just continue to step 4. Right, and here we need a unique identifier, which is something that WPL import uses to tell one record apart from the other. Now, if you don't want to overthink this too much, just click on the auto detect button and you should be good. Now, these settings are pretty much self-explanatory. They're mostly for when you need to rerun this import, and if you read them, you will know what they do. You can also hover on the question mark, and it will give you some more detailed information about what this option does. But if even after that you feel like you need some help, or maybe you're stuck at some point on the settings we just went through, well, if that happens, you can always contact our support team, and we will be more than happy to help you out. Lastly, we have here our scheduling options, and this is pretty cool because although WPL import makes it very simple to run this import and even rerun them, right? Maybe you don't want to do that manually in case you need to run this several times, say on a daily basis, because I don't know, maybe this XML file is coming from a provider, right? And this provider is updating this restaurant's rating or whatever every single day or once a week or something like that. So you don't want to be rerunning this all the time. Well, you can automate that process with the scheduling options, and for that you have two options. You could use the automatic scheduling service, which is a paid service and will allow you to set up that here in WordPress, right? Which is pretty cool, very easy. But if you don't want to subscribe to that, you can always use cron jobs, which are free, just a little bit more technical, and we have other videos and great documentation on that if that's something that interests you. For now, let's continue and run our import. Now this is going to take a minute or two while WPL import downloads all of the images, so I'm going to pause the video here and come back when it's ready. Alright guys, so WPL import is finished importing our metabox fields and our restaurants. So let's see if that's true by going here to restaurants and all restaurants. Now you can see we have 1200 restaurants, which is what we expected, so this is a great start. Why don't we just take a look here in the front end where we have this beautiful website, and as you can see we have here a bunch of restaurants. So let's just pick one up. Let's see this one. So we have here our feature image, then we have our title. This is the average price, the cuisine, the open scenes field. Then we have our description, the availability and booking speed, which are taxonomies, remember, and then we have address, neighborhood, open ad, close ad, price, cuisine, dress code, and all of the other fields. And we have here our gallery, which is looking very good. All right, all of the images seem to be here. Then we have our map, which we used the address for this. And then we have our reviews, which, remember guys, are these cloneable groups. Now let's see how this looks here. Here we have title, description, the taxonomies, feature image. Then we have the address, simple text fields. Here in details, we have the opening and closing time. Then the open scenes, rating, cuisine, dress code, and all of the other fields seem to be here. On the image advanced field, we have all of the images we wanted to import, which is great. And here in the reviews, we have our metabox clonable group with all of the different subgroups we wanted to import using metabox and WPL import. Now guys, that's it. There you have it. That's how you import metabox custom fields from an XML file using WPL import. Now guys, if you want to know more about how to import or export other metabox fields, or if perhaps you're using Jet Engine or ACF to handle that, well, you can import and export that data too using WPL import and WPL export. Just be sure to check out the other videos in our channel and check out our website at wplimport.com. For now, thank you for watching and see you next time.